Hello, welcome to Strong and Slow Flow Yoga. And today we are going to work through a moon salute, or at least my version of moon salute. And then we're going to come down onto the floor and we're going to work on a little core exercise here. So, depending on how your back is, and if you have a little bit of a lordotic curve, kind of like where the low back kind of curves in just a little bit and come out, I'm going to strongly recommend that you have a hand towel or something like that that you can use so that lumbar has support when we're doing roll ups and roll downs. And so I've got mine here. This is actually contact, like you would put in a shelving unit that I have just pulled it up to be my little lumbar support. So you can use anything there that you need. Blankets could also be used. Just be mindful that the lighter or the less of a curve you have, the less lumbar support you need. And the deeper the lumbar curve that you have, the more you might need. So you might have to make adjustments based on your own body. We'll also use blocks today as in the moon flow. That also includes triangle and half moon. I will also give an option for those of you who do not want to do half moon, but you may also want your block. So I've already got my blocks, one block each on each side of my mat so that they're there as I go from side to side. We'll also use a strap at the end. So coming to a nice comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe just a slight tuck in the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Breathing and expanding. And maybe creating an intention for yourself here. What would you like to give or receive from this practice? My personal practice today, I use self-kindness. Self-kindness. When we practice self-kindness to ourselves, it has a ripple effect out into other people. And then from here, once you have that, set fingertips to the side, palms up. Inhale and reach, 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 reach. Turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail as you bring those arms back down. Good. And we'll take the palms up and reach, reach, reach. Let's get a nice side bend towards the left. So you want both hips to be grounded here. Try to have a nice long top arm versus a bent one. The long top arm will give you more engagement down the side body. Breathing and expanding. And then choosing your path. Staying here, you can side bend deeper. You can choose to open to the back. You can take a C curve roll here, forehead in the direction of the knee. Find what feels good to you. And once ready, inhale to lengthen, moving through center. We'll take that to the other side. And just reach nice long top arm. Try to keep the shoulders and the hips in alignment. And then you choose. Staying here, you can side bend deeper, you can open to the back, or you can find that C curve roll. Find what works for your body. Good. And we'll open up and move through center. And we'll reach and rotate to the left. Arms are going to come down, rolling the shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. Breathe and expand. And then once you're ready, inhale and lift, moving through center, going to the other side. Arms come down, rolling shoulders back. Breathe and expand. And once you're ready, good, we'll inhale to lift, exhale, come to center, and hands to heart center. Get any little movement here that would feel good to you. Maybe that's a wrist roll, some shoulder rolls, neck rolls, a spinal roll. Maybe that's a little bit of a body wave. Just kind of find what would feel good. And when you're ready, we're going to take this into some cat-cow. So we're going to come onto all fours. So cushion your knees as they need cushion. And I'm actually going to cushion mine a little bit here to start. So if you don't have a blanket or a pillow, you can always fold your mat up, creating multiple layers. So we're going to spread the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. Good. We want a nice, long, engaged body here. So we don't want to just slouch. You want that engagement. Belly is in. Knees can be under the hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back this morning. Just kind of be where you need to be and just bring everything, zipping that up and in. So from here, good. We're going to inhale, taking the chest forward, tipping the pelvis back. There's your cow pose. Exhale. We're going to round, tucking the tail, looking towards the thighs, your mad cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Now from here, you can take this back into a little child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can take your arms long in front of you or hands back by the ankles, letting shoulders release. Find what feels good to your body right now and go there. Expand that rib cage on the inhale. And then once you're ready, good. We're going to come forward. So from here, good. We're going to take this into an opposite arm, opposite leg, and I'll give you an abdominal exercise to do while we're here. I'm going to take the left leg back, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound, letting that left hip drop slightly. Have a little bit of a bend, a little bit of a yield at the elbows. Feel that stretch down the back of the leg. And then when you're ready, we're going to come forward. So the toe can stay grounded, a little bit of a lift. You can come up hip height. Just make sure that you don't take your dip. You want to be nice and lifted and connected. Once you're stable, right arm can come forward. Breathing here, pressing out of the left shoulder. And then choosing to stay here, or we'll round, elbow to knee. There's your exhale. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale, extend. You can stay there, or maybe the elbow goes to the left, the knee goes to the right, a little bit of a twist. Inhale and reach. And we'll go again. And inhale to reach. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Taking that down. Good. Come back. Little break, little decompression. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to come back forward. Good. Zipping everything in. Right leg's going to come back down, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound. Pressing back through that heel. Let that right hip drop slightly. Little micro bend in the elbows. I like this stretch. I like not just how it feels in the back of the leg. I like how it feels in the center part of my foot. And then find your appropriate height where you're going to go here, where you can remain connected and stable. And then maybe left arm comes forward, pressing out of the right shoulder. You can stay or you can crunch. Big inhale, exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale and reach. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale, reach, or take the twist, the elbow to the right, knee to the left. Inhale, reach. Exhale, find your crunch. Inhale, reach, find the lengthen. And then we'll take that down. Good. Find a nice child's pose, somewhere to decompress that feels good to you. And when you're ready, we'll plant the hand. We'll come forward and tuck the toes. We're going to make our way into a downward facing dog from here. So taller people can take a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Shorter people stay here. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb as you shift back. Good. We're going to press in and forward as you lift the knees and lift the hips. And I'm just going to move my blanket out of the way here. Good. So take a moment to make any little adjustments to your alignment here. Could you press evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds? Knees can be bent. Good. I'm still pressing it in forward into the mat. I'm going to turn my elbows towards my middle and pointer here because that'll give my shoulder girdle a little bit more stability. Good. Let the head and neck be free. And then you choose. You can lift and lower the heels. You can walk a dog here. You can bend and lengthen the legs. The deeper the bend, the harder you make it. You can be in stillness. Find what you need. And then once ready, we'll find stillness if we took movement. Okay. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pause, walk the hands back towards the feet, get into all four corners of the feet, let the knees be bent. Just shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Good. Now, pressing into the feet and legs, lift and lengthen, hands to thighs, chins, back is nice and long. And then exhale, we'll bend and we'll fold. Good. From here, pressing through the feet and the legs, they take the work. We're going to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll take a field trip to the top of the mat. Good. So from here, when we're ready, big inhale and we reach, hands to heart center, bending the knees as we fold. Hands to the floor. You've also got your block here if you want to use that. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. Hands to floor, center thighs. Knees can always stay bent here. Exhale, we'll bend and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet and the legs. We're going to rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do one modified sun salute A. Inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Planting the hand. We'll step back into a plank. Knees can be lifted or grounded. Good. Wherever you are, could you find length in the torso? Good. So your shoulder blades shouldn't be popping out like this. Really press the floor away. Lower the knees if needed. I'm pressing back through my heels. I want my glute and my thighs to also come online here, not just the upper body or the core. Everything's working here. And then once ready, good. We can bend the knees, lower them down, untuck the toes. Good. Turn the elbows forward, elbows come straight back as we lower all the way back down. And we'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. Good. I'm going to take my hands, I'm just going to scoot back a little bit, actually. I'm going to take my hands a little forward into the side of my shoulders, rolling shoulders back. Belly button is in nice and tight. Good. Find a baby cobra. If shoulders are back and there's no crunching, you can find a medium cobra. If shoulders are back, there's no crunching or hanging in the back, you can find a high cobra. If it's in your practice and you want to go there, lower a little bit, take hands more under the shoulders, tuck the toes, push up, find a full up dog. You can be on the tops of the feet or the toes. And then once you're ready, we'll gently lower that back down. Good. Hands under the shoulders. Good. Stronger, more experienced yogis can tuck the toes, push up in a plank, shift back down dog, or you can move back through a tabletop position, finding your downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Press through the feet and the legs. Make them do the work. Exhale, and we'll bend and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs. We're going to rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, mountain, and intention. All right, let's go right into our sun salute. So from here, good. We're going to step out wide. Make sure you've got a block. So on each side, we're going to step out wide. Good. And once you step out wide from the hip, we're going to turn hips, knees, and toes out away from the body here. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to get into the habit of pressing through the outer edges of the feet. It is a little bit of balance challenge, but then your hips and knees will track appropriately and the knees won't fall inward. Okay. So from here, let's find a nice 5-pointed star. Your head is the 5 point. Good. And I'm really reaching from the shoulders to the fingertips. I'm spreading my fingertips wide. I'm reaching from the hip into the heel and into the big toe and pinky come out of the foot. We should be able to be here and lift your toes. Good. Now from here, we'll come up. Good. Find the goddess squat. Good. Knees track towards the outer edges of the feet, towards pinky toe. And here we go, little sunrise float. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Good. Just hold the goddess. Maybe coming out here for a moment. Pressing through the feet, lift up 5-star. And we're going to take this into a warrior 2, So I'm going to take, this is my left side. I'm going to take from the hip, the right hip, knee, and toe towards the left. My right side from the hip, everything's going to turn inward. So if you need to kind of adjust your alignment here for your warrior 2 and your triangle, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I'm going to let this knee bend. My front hip is back a little bit. My knee bends correct towards pinky toe. I'm going to leave my hips right where they are as I open my chest to the side and reach. Warrior 2 is actually a twist when done correctly. A lot of people don't kind of think about it that way, but it absolutely is. Breathe. And come back to that intention, your own, or how about that self-kindness? Self-kindness means coming out of a pose when you've gone past your limit. With a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg, we'll take this back into exalted. Reaching. Good. Keep that center line zipped up and in. Inhale. Exhale, finding that warrior 2. We're going to lengthen that front leg, but not hyperextend that front knee. So here we go into the triangle. Good. Front hip can come back a little bit. You want that length. Okay. And then when you can come no more with the length, you can come to the thigh, the shin. I'm going to come to a block. And for this one, I'm going to recommend that your block is on the outside of the foot. And it might even feel a little bit better if you're on a high block here as you open up. Now, if you're able in the neck to look up at that hand, notice where it is with respect to the shoulder. It should be over the shoulder, not back here somewhere behind it. So use your chest to get that opening. The twist from the torso. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. Good. We're going to come and frame that front foot, swivel up the back foot. Now I'm going to take this block. Good. And I'm going to lengthen here into a pyramid, lengthening. Good. We've got a nice long torso here as well. The back heel will not ground. And then from here, I'm going to bend that knee. Good. I'm going to take my block back to the side of that foot. So for this part, you can leave the knee up, the back knee up, or ground it. You choose. Good. So this is my left foot. I'm going to take my right hand to the floor to a block. I'm going to find my length. I'm going to open to the left. Breathing. I'll take that back down. Left hand is on the outside of the left foot to a blocker to the floor. Open to the right. Reaching. Then we'll take that foot back down. Good. The back knee is going to drop here if it's not already, untucking the back toe. Good. Finding your length. So if you have trouble, remember you can bring that block in here to find your length. Help yourself. And then choose, are you going to stay down or are you going to come up? Looking straight forward, it's going to be easier on the balance than it is to look up at the hands. So zip up that front body. Shoulders are away from the ears here. Front heel, that left heel is on the floor, not in the air. And when ready, we're going to take that back down. Good. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky, where you're going to have to decide what's best for you. I'm going to tuck that back toe, lift that back knee. If you're going to come into a half moon, your left hand's going to grab that block. You're going to take that block forward and to the left of the left foot as you open up. If you know that a warrior three, a grounded warrior three is better for you, your block's going to be in front of you. Both hands are going to be on it as you lift. I'm going to come into a half moon. So I'm going to reach forward. Good. So this left hip, knee, and toe are tracking forward. If that toe's turning inward, you're going to do damage over time to that left knee, that left hip, and that back. So be mindful. In half moon, the top hip, knee, and toe are out. Turning to the side, maybe looking up at that hand, maybe looking straight forward. And we can come to that modified warrior three if you need that right hip, knee, and toe to point towards the floor. Both hands will be on your block. From here, looking down at that front foot. Good, I'm gonna reach that right leg back. I'm back in an up runner. Both hands are gonna come on the inside of that left foot, and I'm gonna walk it out. Good. Now you're in a wide legs forward fold. So hips, knees, and toes are tracking forward. They're parallel, pressing through the outer edges of the feet, and maybe just folding in here. Breathing. And then once ready, we'll come back up. Let's take this into a twist. Right hand's gonna come under the face. You can also put a block here. Shift the hips to the left. Good, and we'll open to the left. Breathing. And really press out of that right shoulder. And then we'll come back down. Hips are gonna come back even to the floor. Left hand under the face, the blocker to the floor. Shift the hips to the right, open to the right. Breathing. And pressing out of that left shoulder. And then we'll take that down. Hips back even to the floor. Good. You can come out of here in the way that needs you to. Maybe you need to bend your knees or walk your hands up. Maybe you can press the outer edges of the feet and use your legs and your core to come back up. So once here, from the hips, everything's going to turn out. Good. Find that 5-pointed star. And we're going to prepare to take this all to the other side. So finding that star, really reaching. Here we go, sunrise flow. Then we'll come back into a goddess. And then once ready, good, we'll come back up. So from the left hip, everything's gonna turn in. Remember, rotation comes from the hip, not from the knee. From the right hip, everything's gonna turn out. Readjust your alignment as you need to on the side. Good, I'm gonna go ahead and bend this knee over behind the ankle. My front hip is back just a little bit. Good, and then I'm gonna take my rotation from the waist, finding my warrior two. And relaxing the shoulders. Zip up that front body. And find that intention you made for yourself. Was it self-kindness? Was it something else? With a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg. Good, we'll take it back and reach. Reach. Then, when we're ready, we'll take that down. Finding your warrior two. We're gonna set up for triangle. So front leg's gonna lengthen, but keeping a micro bend in the knee. Front hip's gonna come back. Good. Lengthen. Good. Find your block. Keep that length. Open up to the side. Remember, open up through that chest. Could the hands stay over the shoulder versus continuing to go back there? Breathing. And when ready, we're going to look down at that front foot. Good. You can put a bend in that front knee. Good. I'm going to take this block here on the inside. I'm going to swivel up the back foot. We're going to take that into the pyramid variation. So I'm lengthening the front leg now. Good, I'm pressing back to the back heel's not grounded. I'm keeping a nice long torso here. Breathing. And then when ready, good. Go ahead and put a bend in that front knee. Good, and you can take your block to the side here. Good, so from here, find your up runner. Good, left hand is gonna be on the floor or a block on the inside of the right foot, and we're gonna twist to the right. Breathing. Notice what you feel. Where do you feel it? And then we'll take that right hand down. Right hand's going to come to the block or to the floor on the outside of that right foot, open to the left. Breathing. And we'll take that hand down. Good. Back knee's going to come down if it's not already there. And then you choose. You're going to bring a block in here to help you get that length and work on that. Or are you going to come up? Good. Find your devotion. Front heel is on the floor. Good. Looking straight forward is going to be a little bit easier than looking straight up. And then when ready, we'll take that down. Good. Choose your path. Block's going to come here with both hands on it. If you're going to take it into a warrior 3, or my right leg is forward, I'm going to take that block in the right hand. I'm going to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. I'm going to move it up into the right of the right foot as I open up into my half moon here. So again, hip, knee, and toe of that supporting leg, no matter what you're doing, it's going to point forward, not an internal or external rotation. And half moon, the hip, knee, and toe of the lifted side, point to the side. Head maybe looking up. Breathing. And then once you're ready, good, gently looking down at that foot, putting a bend in that knee, reach back, find that up runner. Both hands on the inside of that right foot. We're going to walk it around. Good. Find again your wide legs forward fold. Make sure your feet are parallel to each other. So maybe you fold in here. Breathing. I'm still pressing through the outer edges of my feet. Long torso. Good. And then we'll come back up. Good. From here, when you're ready, right hand's going to come under the face on a blocker to the floor. Shift the hips to the left, open to the left. Now I'm going to give you another option here. So you can stay here like we did last time, or from that shoulder, rotate till the palm faces behind you, and then maybe you do a little bit of a wrap here, really opening up that left shoulder to the left. Breathe and expand. And then when you're ready, we'll gently undo and we'll come back down. Hips come back down to the floor. Good. Left hand's going to come under the face to the floor to a block. Shift the hips to the right. Pressing through that right side, opening up. And again, you can stay here from that right shoulder. You can rotate. Maybe you take a little bit of a wrap, opening up that right shoulder a little bit more to the right. And then from here, once you're ready, good, we're going to undo, take that down. Good. Hands back even. And then you choose how you need to come out of here, pressing through the feet and the legs using the core or walking up. Good. Last time from the hips, everything's going to turn out. Reach, find that nice 5-pointed star. Reaching from hip to heel to big toe mounds, from shoulders to fingers. Good. One more time. Find your goddess. And then once you're ready, you're going to press up and come down. Heel toe, or hop your feet together. You can grab your other block if you would like back to the front of your mat. And then we're going to take a flow to the floor where we will stay for the rest of the time. So from here, big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale, hands to heart center, bending the knees as we fold. Inhale, press to the feet and the legs as we rise halfway. Exhale, and we'll bend and bow. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Then reconnect with your good down dog form. Pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Good. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows turning towards the pointer and the middle finger. And then we'll lower the knees and find a child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you or hands back by the ankles. Find what works for you. And then once you're ready, knowing you can stay here as long as you need, hands are going to come under the shoulders and we're going to come up. Good. So go ahead and have whatever you're going to use as your lumbar support handy. Okay. And then we're going to take a forward fold here to start. So keep a little micro bend in the knees if you need that. Watch your feet. Sometimes they like to curl inward. Can they be more flat, like they're on a wall in front of you? And zipping up with that nice center line, we're going to inhale and reach. Exhale, hinge from the hips, keeping the long back. And then the hands can come down from here. So a forward flexion of the spine is not for your spine. This is where you're going to stay here. If you're okay with forward flexion, then you can keep going. Breathe into that back body. Try to expand that rib cage. And once you're ready, good. We're going to carefully come up out of there. Good. So we're going to take this. I'm going to show you different ways to do this exercise from easiest to hardest with both flat back and round back. Okay, so for those of you that can't do forward flexion, you still have an option here. So flat back, number one, knees are going to be bent. Good. Arms are going to be long, and you're just going to take a hip hinge back. You're still zipped up in it. And you're going to stop at your point of control, which is that point where either you feel like your feet need to come up or you need to keep going back. And then that's when you're going to come back up. Okay. You can add more challenge by doing that same thing with long legs. Now, same thing with a round back. You can tuck the tail, scoop in, stopping at your point of control, and then coming back up. And same thing with long legs. Okay. Some of you are going to take this into a full roll down. Okay. And then maybe that's all you work on because maybe that's enough of a challenge for you today. And then you're going to roll over to your side. You're going to come back up to a seat, and then you're going to do that again. Those of you that are able to do the full roll down and roll up, making sure that that's where I need it to be, then you'll look like this. You'll roll down. Good. You've got your lumbar support. That's what you need it for. Inhale, exhale. And then you'll come up. Notice how I came up through center. My legs did not come up. Doing this is momentum. You're not doing jack for your core. So don't do that. And if you're doing this and using your elbow to come up, that's cheating. You're not working on your core there either. So go to one of those little preps that I showed you if coming up through center is hard for you or you don't have a lumbar support. And then try that and then come back to it the next time we do. So from here, sitting up nice and tall, bent knees, long legs, wherever it is you're going to go, flat back or round. Good. Find it. Inhale. Coming up. And you can fold forward with it if you'd like, or you can just stop at the top. And I'm going to go back again. And coming forward. Good. We'll do one more here. And inhale. And coming back. Good. From here, when you're ready, let's just go all the way back now. Coming onto your back in the way that you need or want to get there. I'll take my hair clip out. Good. And from here, readjust any clothing that might be kind of in the way or something like that. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Good. Zip up and in from pubic bone behind the navel. Find that center line. Good. Now with that center line nice and engaged, we're going to let the knees go over towards the right. And if you're properly engaged, you should not be able to plop or flop down on the floor. And when you bring the knees back to center, it should feel like a deep abdominal exercise. And then we're going to take the knees over to the left. Same thing. Stay engaged. And then coming back up. So now we're going to take that into a deeper stretch. So zipping up through that center line, knees are going to come over to the right. Left shoulder's grounded. Now, as we pause here, notice what's happening on your left side. So there should be no issues in the left low back, the left hip, or the left knee. If there is, you want to come out. If there's not, you have options. You can stay. Or if you want to take this deeper, pick up the right ankle, place it on top of the left thigh. You need to put it on the thigh, not the knee joint. And then gravity will just give you that deeper stretch. Again, so long as there's no funny business happening in that left lower back, the left hip, or the left knee. Gets into the psoas muscles a little bit. And then we'll undo and we'll come back to center. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle center. Let some things reset themselves. And then when you're ready, we're going to let those knees go over to the left. Find that center line. And then again, notice what's happening in the right low back, the right hip, or the right knee. If anything's happening there, you want to come out. If you're okay, you can stay, or you can pick up the left ankle and place on top of the right thigh. Gravity will give you the deeper stretch. And you might notice one side feels completely different for you than this one. My right side today is tighter than my left. Usually it's the other way around. Body's just funny like that. And then when ready, good. We're going to remove that ankle if you took that option and come back up to center. And we'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Bring the knees into the chest, grab behind them, pull them into the chest, get a nice low back stretch here. Nice low back stretch here. Good. And then we're going to take a bridge. So this first bridge is going to be basic. Do have your strap handy here as well. Rolling the shoulders back, hips, knees, and toes are parallel, hip width apart. Pressing into the feet, the arms, and the shoulders as you lift the hips. Also lift up a little bit more through the chest. You'll get a little bit better of a bridge. Head is center. Don't turn it right or left. And then we'll lower that down. So your final bridge, you're welcome to follow me. I'm going to do a hand clasp version. Can be any bridge of your choice that's already in your practice. So if you want to do a one leg bridge, a full back bend, maybe you want to do again what we just did. You can do ankle bind with or without the strap. You can do hand bind underneath with or without the strap, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use my strap because my carpal tunnel wrists are happier when I use a strap. I'm just going to take that underneath here. Roll my shoulders under a little bit more. And then from here, pressing into my feet, pressing into my shoulders. Good. Maybe readjust. Good. And reaching that strap towards my feet. Good. Lift up to the chest. Breathing. Returning to that self-kindness or whatever intention it was that you chose. And then based on the bridge you chose, it's going to determine a bit how you come out. So come out in the way that's best for your body. And then once you come down, bring the knees into the chest And again, rock, 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 side to side. Okay, let's take the right foot into the strap. And I'm gonna take, you can take the left knee in a bend or lengthen it. Just kind of choose what you need here. And I've got both pieces of the strap in both hands. And I'm just gonna gently bring this in. And I've got a micro bend in that knee. Good. Upper body's on the floor. Good. You can take a wide grip here. You can choke up on the grip. Find the grip that's appropriate for your body. Pain, numbness, tingling, burning, not normal sensations. So back off if you feel those. And then we'll release. Good. Both pieces of the strap into the right hand. Really zip up that center line. Left side stays on the floor. The entire left side is on the floor. As you take that right leg out to the right, wiggle around to find your best spot. Breathe and expand. And we'll come back up. Good. Both pieces of the strap into the left hand. Now I'm up against the wall here, so I'm just gonna scoot out a little bit. Good. So then from here, just arc that leg over 45-ish degrees for right now. Wiggle around, find your best spot. You'll know it when you find your best stretch. You're welcome to stay here, or you can take it all the way over for full spinal twist, keeping the foot and the hip at the same height, putting a block under that right leg if you can't hold it there on your own. Right shoulder is down as you look to the right. Breathing and expanding. And when you're ready, we're going to come back to center. We're going to lift that leg up. And we're going to switch sides. But now, let's get back a little bit more. Good. You can do a mid-air switcheroo here. Good. So now the left foot's in the strap. Right knee can be bent or extended long. Give yourself what your back needs. Find the grip that's appropriate for you here as you bring that leg in more towards the face, keeping a micro bend. Upper body's on the floor. And then we'll release both pieces of the strap into the left hand. The entire right side is going to be on the floor as you take that left leg out to the left. Adjust your grip as needed. Wiggle around to find your best stretch. And then we'll come back up. Good. Both pieces of strap into the right hand. Good. Find that 45-degree first. Wiggle around, find your best stretch from here. And then you can choose to stay here. You can take that leg over, keeping the foot and the hip in that same alignment, same height. Prop it up with a block if you can't keep it on your own. Left shoulder on the floor as you look to the left. Full spinal twist. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to center, lifting that leg up, removing that foot from the strap, bringing both knees one more time into the chest. We'll rock, rock side to side. We're going to take our Shavasana from here. So I'm going to let my feet come to the floor. I'm going to grab my blanket. I'm going to use it below here today. So right under here. Good. And you can let everything come long and flop open. You can bend the knees into constructive breath. You can be on your side or on your belly if you've got a sensitive low back that doesn't like to lie flat on the floor. It's kind of fine where you can go. And then I'm going to invite you not to skip this part. This is the essence of yoga. This is why we do the yoga, learning how to be with yourself. And it is healthy to be with yourself without moving and fidgeting around for a few moments. So take that time, learn how to be here, and I'll call you back in a few. Taking some deep breaths here, choosing if a moving of the fingers, the toes, or a gentle taking the head and neck from side to side is good for you. Or choosing to move any props out of the way if you use Stand during Shavasana. Then take the knees into the chest or reach long into a nice full body stretch, doing what feels best to your body right now. And then when you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for you in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here, and when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat where we started our practice. Noticing how you feel sitting up nice and tall. Palms up, inhale, reach, 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 taking the palms together. And as you bring them down, we'll stop the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts. The lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you always practice self-kindness. Thank you so much. Namaste.